President Biden, a man I respect, and I'm sure most of you do too, is perhaps the only Democrat who could lose to Donald Trump. In fact, he's likely to.
Polls have been sending Democrats and President Biden the same warning for months. Now, 1 year before the election, a new Siena College-New York Times poll of 6 battleground states shows Mr. Biden losing to Donald Trump in 5 of 6 states on which the 2024 election is likely to hang. Mr. Biden trails Mr. Trump by 10 points in Nevada, 6 in Georgia, 5 in Arizona, 5 in Michigan, and 4 in Pennsylvania. He leads only in Wisconsin in the survey by just 2 points. Those are awful numbers for an incumbent and would add up to more than 300 votes in the Electoral College, and numbers that could help the GOP pick up Senate seats in Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Arizona.
I would say this is pretty devastating. It was going over issues where they feel like Donald Trump is prevailing on economy, on national security, on border and immigration, which are some of the top issues of this upcoming election.
Especially striking is that Mr. Biden does even worse than Vice President Kamala Harris against Mr. Trump, while a generic, unnamed Democrat leads Mr. Trump by 8 points. The survey also shows that 71% of voters think Mr. Biden is too old to run again, including 51% of Democrats.
The New York Times, in their write about it, says, in a remarkable sign of a gradual racial realignment between the two parties, the more diverse the swing state, the farther Mr. Biden was behind. And he led only in the whitest of 6.
Yes, the election is still a year away, and Mr. Trump has benefited from his relative lack of exposure since being out of office. But the results in survey after survey suggest Mr. Biden is in perilous re-election shape. His Bidenomics pitch hasn't worked, as voters remain sore over rising prices and a fall in real wages since his presidency began.
The job market is still fairly strong out there. There are jobs out there. I'm not crying Armageddon here, but I do think that those rising interest rates are really starting to bite right now.
Also dividing Mr. Biden's coalition is the war in the Middle East, as anti-Israel progressives turn on the president. Bear in mind that in a closely divided country, even a small defection by a core group of voters can turn a swing state.
This is the first time, Jen, that I have felt like the 2024 election is in great trouble for the president and for our Democratic control.
This latest poll again suggests that Mr. Biden can best help his party and the country by announcing he won't run in 2024, and instead let younger Democrats take on Mr. Trump. In 2020, Mr. Biden won as the Democrat most likely to beat Mr. Trump, and he did. But he now risks squandering that legacy by losing to Mr. Trump in a rematch.
I'm listening to people all around the country saying they want a change. They want a new generation.